Welcome to Reaching Out. I'm Gregory Floyd, President Local 237, Teamsters. Today, our very special guest is Harry Farrell. He is the president of Local 12 of the Utility Workers of America. Harry, welcome to Reaching Out.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks to be here.
Now, you represent the 8,500 Con Edison workers, and they're known for the recent lockout of the summer, and that was a very tumultuous time in our history, especially during the height of the summer with energy and an approaching storm. So, Harry, tell us about the members that you represent.
Well, first of all, the 8,500 members that we represent are the ones that supply all the electric for the city of New York and the outer boroughs, including Westchester County. And for us to be locked out during the month of July, what I always felt was irresponsible on Kevin Burke's part as the CEO of Consolidated Edison Company to put 8,500 people out on the street. And I think people really don't understand, Greg, the difference between a strike and a lockout. When we were locked out at midnight, or actually it was 2 o'clock in the morning on July 1st, Con Edison basically fired 8,500 of my members. They basically told the city of New York to drop dead. That's basically what they did. They didn't care about the city of New York. They kept on telling everybody, including all the politicians, that their 5,000 management people could handle anything that came their way. What they didn't tell the city of New York was all the scabs that they brought in from Virginia and Alabama and Texas.
Now, when you say scabs, we know there were people that came in, there were non-union employees. In your opinion, were they adequate? Could they handle the workload? Or were they just fillers just to say they brought people here?
I think that they were basically fillers. To come into this territory and do the work that we do, everybody remembers the Astoria blackout. There was 11 days that people were out of lights in northern Queens.
Tell us the year and the time.
I believe it was 2006, and it was in the summertime of 2006. And when that outage happened, they brought in people from Michigan, from up in Boston, from any place that they could get them. And they looked down on our manholes, and they just said, no way are we going down there. Our guys have a unique job. They work on a system that's there's no other in the world like the Con Edison system. And we're the ones that are the professionals, the men and women that go out there and do this work every single day. These people coming in from all of these other areas, you know, we work, a lot of our stuff, we work alive. And a lot of the places that we've had other people come into the area, they don't work live electric like we work a live electric. So in our manholes in the city, you have 13,000 volts of cable. In the outer boroughs, it's 27,000 volts. So, and we also have 27,000 overhead lines. So these guys were coming in, and I really don't know what they were doing.
And neither is Con Edison, I guess.
That's basically true.
Now, a lot of unions supported your lockout. I remember sending people down there, and they told me how hot it was, and it was a good spirit. You received a lot of support.
That we did, Greg. I mean, the support of all the unions coming together, and I credit Vinny Alvarez, who's the president of the Central Labor Council, and Mario Salento, who is now the president of the State Fed. These guys really stepped up to the plate. I mean, I seen your guys down there with their Teamsters signs, and you know, it was just such a great feeling to see all of union come together. And that's what we really need to do. We really need to come together more often.
Speaking of coming together, I believe Wisconsin may have been our starting point for this generation, because we are seeing unprecedented attacks on labor across this country. And it started with the election of our current president, President Barack Obama. And it seems that America, especially the Republicans, want to punish the Democrats and labor for the election of our first African-American president.
Oh, I believe that's a fact. I mean, I really thought, I was energized when over 1 million people signed a petition to have a recall election for Scott Walker out in Wisconsin. And I really thought that this was going to be it, that this was our moment in time, that we were all going to come together and we were finally going to do the right thing and we were going to recall this guy. As it turned out, they didn't recall him. So we still have some work to do. But I think our biggest job right now is to elect President Obama in November and to make sure that he is the one that's going to lead us for the next 4 years. Because if you just look at Romney and what his proposals are as far as labor, if it was up to him, every state in this union would be a right-to-work state. And I mean, we've worked too hard. We've come too far to allow somebody like this, a guy that's a 1%er, to just come in and just take away everything that we worked for our whole lives and just say he wants to do this and he's going to do it because he's going to become the president. Well, it's going to be a real tough fight. I think we got to get all of our people out in November, and they really have to vote the right way. They got to be voting their pocket this time. And if they do that, President Obama will be our president.
Well, think about this. If I'm not a union person and I'm saying, okay, that's good for the unions, why should I not vote for Romney? Because think about some of the things that he's saying. You want to start a business? Borrow money from your parents. Can you imagine that? If you went to your parents and asked to borrow money to start a business, what would they have told you?
They would have told me to get a job.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, I think of some of the things that have been said by the Republicans. And what amazes me is that, you know, we talk about the 1%ers all the time. And if they're the 1%ers and we're the 99%ers, why aren't we outraged about what's going on? Why aren't we marching on Washington and letting everybody in this country know that this is what we're all about?
Right.
They're not going to do it to us anymore. I mean, Con Edison tried to do it to us in July, and as far as I'm concerned, they failed.
You're listening to Reaching Out. That's all the time we have for this segment. A very special guest was Harry Farrell. He's the president of Local 1-2, Utility Workers of America. Harry, thank you very much.
Thanks, man.
Okay.